Thank you very much. Do I have to go back?
Nope.
We've confirmed the quorum to be recorded there. Consent of meeting minutes from 5/9 of 2022. Any questions on those meeting minutes? If so, allow me to get a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
So move. I'll second.
Let's vote on that. Motion to, or excuse me, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Meeting minutes are approved. Let's move on to the next topic here. Sorry, I've got to scroll a little bit. Approval of the claims. So hopefully you've had the opportunity to review the claims. They're considerable, but logical. Any questions on those claims? We've got a total bill on the claims of $5,982,000. Most of it, from what I understand, is debt servicing that is traditionally paid at this point in time and around December. Any questions, concerns, issues? Got a lot of rents in there.
It's just 2 months of rent because we had the meeting at the beginning of May and now it's late June.
Yeah, I typically process RDC rents around the middle of the month just to get them, everybody to get paid. So yeah, cool. Because the last meeting was back then, it was right before. So yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions on the meeting minutes? Or excuse me, the claims, I should say. With that, if I could get a motion to approve the existing claims. Second? Second. I'm sorry.
You're good.
All in favor of those claims, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It has been approved. The next agenda item is the excess TIP pass-through.
So once a year, we have to, redevelopment commission has to approve any pass-through for excess increment that we don't need to overlapping tax districts. Historically, we've done this in the beginning of the year, but this year they want to start doing it more along the times that they're setting the budget levies during budget time. So it's essentially the same letter that we normally do at the beginning of the year, but now it's just in the middle of the year.
Okay.
We are currently not planning on passing any pass-through, so overlapping tax.
Okay. Any questions on those? TIPs can be a little challenging for a lot of us that aren't living in the TIP community. Well, we live in the TIP community, but not. It's not a living, breathing.
Don't do it every day.
Understanding that we do every day. Exactly. Do we have to approve?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Given no questions, let's confirm. Let's go ahead and get a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve the TIF pass-through letter.
May I get a second on that?
Second.
Anderson, thank you. All in favor of the TIF pass-through, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. It has been approved. Let's move on to the next item, annual report, which continues to expand as each year clips off. We are now, I think, up to at least 21 pages of activity and love every minute of it. Any other, hopefully you've had the opportunity to review. It's actually quite interesting. I've read it this morning and I appreciate the detail in here.
I will just say, yeah, this is, so if you remember back around April 1st to April 15th, I sent everybody reports. These are essentially those reports, just, you're just moving it. I will say, we did have a revision to the jobs number. I believe the report you received in April, I think, had 800 jobs on there, and this one actually should have been 955. So
okay.
There is a revision there, but if there's any questions,
okay.
I'm happy to answer them.
And do we have what that average pay is on those, or if not, don't worry about it.
I was just looking at this. I think our average salary of new job commitments last year was $83,172.
Outstanding.
It's actually right above the last one.
Yep, I am actually looking at that number right now as I asked that question. Very impressive. Yes, extremely impressive. Which will give us long-term tax benefits well well into the future. Any questions on the annual report? My assumption is I'd have to approve that annual report, or we have to approve the annual report. Is that correct, Kay?
Yes.
Okay, given that, let's get a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve.
All second.
Thank you very much. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are approved for the annual report. Thank you very much, guys. Now we have the IDGF agreement.
Yes. So this is for the Infrastructure Development Grant Fund, IDGF through the IEDC. So the state will provide infrastructure dollars that the city then matches for larger development projects. So for List Bio, with their site out at our Life Science and Innovation Park, we were fortunate that they were able to secure a $1.5 million, let me make sure I have that number right, IDGF grant based off of their commitments to the state. So as we're the master developer out there and looking at the best way to utilize that money, okay, sorry, I was looking at the amounts. We requested that List Bio would be able to use this grant fund to pay for master detention for the entire 75 acres out of the site. So this agreement is finalizing that when we receive, we being Redevelopment Commission, receive the funds from the state, just like we've done with Sun King. I think we're in the process of submitting for INCOG, a few other projects. It comes to the city, then we disperse it out to the entity after we say, yes, you've hit whatever these milestones are. So the great thing about this, Wilhelm is their construction partner. So Wilhelm is holding the contract. We're paying them. There's a whole lot of coordination that's going on out there right now. But this will then cover the entire master detention project. And then we'll also be able to reimburse ourselves for the cost, ourselves being the Redevelopment Commission, for some of the land that we're then contributing for the master detention projects, since it will be on our land. So this is a huge win for us from like an infrastructure perspective. And everybody's on the same page. Contractors are lined up with List and Stevanato. So this is a big win for us.
You say detention, is that also interchangeably with retention, water retention?
I am not a stormwater engineer, but I think so. I know more than I should about stormwater now, but not enough about it. But the detention for the entire site is when there's overflow after a significant rainstorm, and it just slows it down how it goes downstream into the White River.
We've got a fairly significantly sized water retention pond there.
So that, if we are filling in that pond, I don't know if you're, like about a year ago, or I guess maybe in September or October, we signed the contract with Cinnamon to fill in all of that pond. So it was a 10-acre pond, so it was enormous. So I would say 8 of the 10 acres is filled in now.
They're getting dirt from
State
Cog
Road
or 37, yeah.
Yep. So that first part of the pad was filled. Actually, if you guys want to go out for like a field trip and just like go see it, it's pretty cool. But it is, yeah, it's still an enormous hole in the ground.
Where does the water go then, if that's a flowing point?
So by that pond, that 10-acre pond was actually just like an NDOT offshoot. So they had to take dirt from this 69 project, or they had to provide detention for the 69 project, and that's where it was. So it didn't connect to our stormwater system. So now this will connect to the greater stormwater system. So it flows into the Reynolds property stormwater, which then goes to Sun Lake Apartments, which goes to Sunbelt, oh my gosh, Sunblest, Lord, and on down the way.
Okay.
Again, the things that I know now, it's really interesting. no, it's not.
You sound like you're not really interested in how really.
I'm so grateful. We hired the owner's rep through you guys, Veritas, and they have been incredible, managing all of this, so I don't have to.
One last question, what is it called again? I apologize. The
Master detention.
we get money through the industrial development grant, and then we match that 50/50.
So our match is, the land that we purchased. So the $16 million that
Okay.
we issued that bond for to purchase all of that land, that is our matching portion.
So the city filled in the 10-acre bond, which I remember when we did all that, approved all that. This 1.6 million, I think you said with the grant, that is to create a new detention pond for all the property developments going on right now.
For the entire 75 acres. So it's master detained for then our 8 remaining acres that we're trying to recruit a new company to use. So the cost is a benefit to those companies because now all the infrastructure is in the ground, it's all coordinated into the remaining hole that is out there right now. It is literally, I mean, it sounds like my son playing with like dirt. Yeah, it's like, because we had to dump dirt along 126th Street. That dirt has now been moved to a different pile to be tested before it can go into the hole. And it's just a lot of dirt. Yes, but we're not having to pay for it now because it's all one contractor through Wilhelm and Great X. So
Does this grant from the state cover the
all of it.
cost?
So in here, we have the not to exceed amount for their contract, so their finalized contract with the contractor, Great X. So we don't anticipate it being that much. But again, it's a not to exceed amount. So then any amount left over, we keep to reimburse for the land that's being contributed as well.
One parallel in question, the city has an ordinance that any parking lot, water runoff goes into a filtration system before it goes into, I wasn't sure if we were up to speed on that kind of approach too.
Yes, so it has been engineered with water quality components within the master detention.
I'm a nerd.
I know. I'm telling you, the amount of things that I can spat off now. There are water quality measures that are in place within there. So any sort of runoff, it gets treated before it then goes into the larger city stormwater system.
Okay. So I assume we have to approve this as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions that anybody has? Given no additional questions, may I have a resolution to move forward with it?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. It is officially approved. Thank you. Given that, we are on to old business. Any old business we need to discuss?
Okay.
Any new business that we need to discuss? Okay. Given that, we are officially adjourned. I know Dan would vote for adjournment, but I just say we're adjourned. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jennifer.
So we got that already now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You were great.